Okay, guys, we're on the floor here. My oil came in. Let's open it up and let's see what we got. And we're going to do this the big dog style, brother. Ha! Ha! Big dog style, baby. All right. Here we go. Actually, I opened this up before, but I thought we'd do this the big dog way. Now let's get down on the floor and pour this in. Now, I already took the liberty. I drained this out last night, so every drop, I actually let this drain for about 17 hours and 14 and a half seconds. So every single drop is, of course, drained out of here. The drain plug I put back in, by the way, guys, the drain plug is a 3/16 Allen head. Okay, 3/16 for the drain plug. When I put the drain plug in, I used liquid thread sealant, high temperature white Permatex thread seal. Let me give you a close-up. The only thing this stuff does do is it's almost like thread locker. Okay, so that may be a bitch to get out in the future, but you know, you can always heat it up a little bit with a lighter. Of course, you'll burn your O-ring, but it might come out easy, it might not, I don't know. So, okay, we cleaned this up. Now, I want to also go over something with you guys. In the outer primary case here, it's stamped capacity 1.5 U.S. quarts. Now, according to all the forums, everyone's saying 32 ounces, that's 1 quart. Even the big dog manual I have says 32 ounces. Why is it 1.5 quarts on here? I'll tell you why I think it is. This is my personal theory. I think this is a Harley-Davidson outer primary. For the Harley-Davidson model this goes on, it's 1.5 quarts. For the big dog, the manual says 32 ounces, so that's what we're going to put in. We're going to put in 32 ounces. So, okay. We got our funnel. Clean all the dust off. There's no spiders inside it. Now this is Redline V-Twin. This is 1 U.S. quart, 32 ounces. I'm going to pause you guys because this is going to take a little bit of time, guys. I want you guys to see this, man. This stuff is red. I don't know if you're going to be able to pick this up. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. It's almost like, it's almost a pink color. Okay, I dumped it all in. Now we're just waiting for this little bit of stuff in the tube to drain down. But I'll tell you, man, that is totally crazy. I would have never thought that it was a pink color. Okay, now we're going to put the gasket on. The manual also says, excuse me, to use a sealant around here. I like to use Permatex's, this is called, I don't know if you could see it. It's gasket dressing. This is blue. I swear by this stuff. As you see, I got very little left. What I do, this stuff here doesn't get hard. It kind of like it stays like, it's almost like it stays in the flexible form for a long time. This is basically what this is. It's gasket dressing. Okay, and we're going to put the smooth part on the outside, and the indented part goes toward the engine. Everything's clean there. We already cleaned everything off, so we'll flip her up. As you see, it sticks in there. And we're going to put our access panel on. Now, I want to tell you something about this access panel. This is the new and improved one. This cost me $90. Yes, for this little piece of aluminum, man, 90 bucks. I still have the original one that went on this, but a corner broke off. It was like that when I bought the motorcycle. That's why even with this, you gotta watch, man, that you don't over tighten these. I think the torque for these is only like 7 pounds. You know, so 7 pounds is just like it's just hand tightened. I'll put these in there, hand tight a little bit. I mean, I'll tell you guys, man, I've broken a lot of bolts in my time. I've actually broken spark plugs in an engine. And that's why I'm really not a big person on really making things tight. I'm not real big on none of that, because you can always make sure your stuff's tight. You know, it's like with the with those exhaust flange bolts over there, you know, I just made sure they're tight. Because you can always go over your motorcycle to make sure it stops okay, you know. Because you know, these parts are just, they're too expensive to break. They're just way too expensive, man, to break. You know, now if you're like me, you always have the fear of these vibrating loose, these coming loose on you, and you lose your damn cover. You know, you hear something fall off your motorcycle and like, oh, that's my cover going down the road. You know, you're going to lose oil. And plus, these are like 90 bucks a pop. All right, that's good enough. Now we're going to clean our cover up with some alcohol. Last call for alcohol. Then we'll wax it. We'll put a wax on it. Now, I should have taken this primary off, because I have a real slow leak. But I just don't feel like dealing with it right now, man. I don't feel like dealing with it. Maybe what I'll do once the summer comes, if the summer ever comes along, I'll change the clutch in this. I'll put a different clutch in this guy here. we'll get better clutch plates, and that's when because I have the gasket for this. I have the gasket for the primary cover. I just don't feel like and I have the tools to take this off. I just don't feel like dealing with it. And it's just something I just don't feel like doing right now. Now, as for the Honda, I did order a battery for the Honda. The battery should be in tomorrow. Guys, I'll tell you, man, I got to buy a heater for the garage here. Now, my electrical system in here isn't really... The electrical system for my house, it's already taxed as it is. Meaning, what I mean by that is, I can't put anything more on my electrical system. It's like when we run our microwave, I have a modern box here, as you see, but when we run our microwave and a washer or dryer, it'll flip the circuit. It'll flip a breaker. Then I got to come down here and turn something off. So I can't have an electrical heater in here. I have a gas line in here, but I don't want to have a gas heater in here because it'll run my gas bill up. And they just raised our heating gas by 12.2%. So I can't do that. So what I'm thinking of buying in here is a kerosene heater or a propane heater. The only thing I don't like about that is I would rather have a propane heater in here, because if I run a kerosene heater in here when I'm not in the house, I'm afraid of the thing catching on fire and burning my house down. I don't really even care about the house burning down. I care about my dog dying in the fire. Okay, what that husky's done for me is he's done. I wouldn't be alive right now if it wasn't for my dog. My dog saved my life a couple times, actually. But a propane heaters, I'm seriously thinking, because I have two tanks. I have two big propane tanks I could put in here. Because like right now, I think it's probably about 45 in here, and that's not good for these motorcycles. But anyway, back to the Honda. That Honda Rebel really surprises me. Here, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Let me get you down here, man. There we go. At least now you can see part of the motorcycle when I talk about it. So, this Honda really surprises the crap out of me, because this thing, man, on a lame battery, it starts with almost no battery whatsoever. Now, what I'm going to, the batteries come in here tomorrow. We'll charge the battery up, then we'll put the new battery in. Then the oil that I have left over from the big dog, I'm going to put in the Honda. Because this Honda takes 2050. It normally takes 10W40, but because of the mods I did to the engine, it actually runs better on 2050. So that's what this gets. Now this gets 2050. So we're going to drain the oil out of this. And I might just do that tonight, and we'll put the big dog's oil in this. We'll put some 2050 in this. Well, that 1.5 quart I just got out of the primary, we'll put that in the Honda Rebel here, because that's new oil. It probably doesn't even have 1 or 2 miles on it. And the sad part about this is, guys, I can't even start that big dog up till tomorrow morning, because it's so freaking loud that my next door neighbors can hear it while I'm starting it in the garage here. So, but speaking of starting, let's see if we can start this Honda up. Oh, I left my petcock valve on, man. Why the hell won't that go down all the way? Now what the hell is going on with this? That can't be. It cannot be all the way. Hold on a minute, man. Something wrong with my throttle now. Guys, I don't know, man, if it's just me or... But I remember my throttle seems like... It has to go more than that. It has to. All right, let's put our choke on. See, that's the only thing with that choke is it's a son of a bitch to find. Now what the hell did I do? Something wrong with my throttle, guys. Guys, I will tell you, man, it is one crammed hunkle-bunkle of a garage in here right now. All right, let's push our throttle or our choke down. Right up when you put the choke down. It actually works better with the choke down than with the choke up. That makes no sense at all. Does that make any sense to you guys? It actually works better with the choke pushed down. You know, usually when an engine's cold, you push the choke up. It starts. This works better with the choke pushed down. That's why I opted for that choke on the carb instead of the choke here. Because I thought to myself that I'm having a choke problem. I'm having a plunger problem. Because I think the plunger I originally bought for the choke, I don't think it was for this specific carburetor. It was an aftermarket choke. It fitted, but it wasn't going down. It wasn't seating all. It wasn't seating properly. So that's why I tried this one here out. And matter of fact, I think I bought that off of Jack's Rebel Warehouse, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's who I got that off of. And it's the kind that, you know, you have to work it on the carburetor, and it seems like it works perfectly. Lesson learned, don't ever put thread locker on your throttle. It's a bad idea. That's what I did. And that locked my throttle in place. So I had to heat it up, and I sprayed some fluid film on my throttle. I do stupid things too, as you see. So all right, guys, I'm going to go take a coffee break. Then we're going to change the oil in this. Not that it needs it, but I have nothing else to do. Maybe tomorrow we'll go for a big ride. We'll go for a ride on the big dog.